Hey Yogi, welcome to class. If you're new to the channel, I'm Rhi, this is Burley, and I think you can see Drakey there. And if you are returning, welcome back. We are stoked to practice with you again on YouTube. Before we jump into the Vinyasa practice, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do. It just helps us to grow our little place in the YouTube universe. I would recommend having a block handy. I'm not sure we'll use the block, I kind of say this every time, but I just think they're always nice props to have nearby. So yeah, grab a block. We may use it, we may not. So if you don't have a block, then no biggie. Okay, so come to start. I think we'll start in Balasana, child's pose. So you can take whatever Balasana feels good for you. Maybe you want the knees nice and wide, big toes touching, and then come down, or maybe you want to keep the knees together today. It's totally your call. So let your arms go long. Start to let your chest work its way down towards the mat. And this is a great place if you would like to get your head to the mat, but it's not quite there today, to just stick a block under you. Just start to step into this moment, acknowledging whatever has happened already in your day, whatever time it is for you, or whatever you've got to do. Just leave all of that behind you for this next little journey that we will have on the mat. Use your breath as a method to step into the here and now. Take a deep inhale through the nose if that is available. Visualize that inhale traveling all the way down the sides of the body, through the hips, through the legs, and into the big toes. As you exhale, visualize yourself, even if it doesn't happen, just visualize yourself melting deeper into the mat. Inhale, feel yourself take on a little bit more air with a little bit more purpose maybe. And soften on your exhale. See if those fingertips can creep a bit further away from you. Feel the underside of your arm and your armpits just get a little bit longer. Nice. And then from here, start to walk your hands across the center and over to the left. Try and keep your right sit bone grounded. So mine always wants to come along over to the left. So just try and keep your seat bone. If it's not touching your heels, that's cool, but just try and keep the hips so that they're in line. You're sending that right butt cheek down. Keep reaching through the fingertips. You could come up and onto the fingertips if that feels like a nice stretch. Cool. On the next inhale, we'll take it back through the center, come all the way over to the right side. This time you're going to have to send a bit of focus into that left butt cheek to try and keep the left seat bone from lifting. And feel free to explore here as you inhale. Maybe you crawl the fingertips a little bit further away from you. And as you exhale, maybe you try and turn that left side of your rib cage down towards the mat. Nice. Nice strong breaths here with purpose. And then inhale, come back to the center. Nice. From here, you're going to come up onto the left fingertips just so that you can take that right arm and then start to feed it underneath your left armpit. And don't worry, again, if you've got a block handy and your head is kind of not quite at the mat, pop your head onto the block. It's just going to give you a little bit of something. You could stay here, or if it feels good, start to take that left arm up and just see what you can grab on that right side. Maybe you're grabbing your right thigh or just the back of your top, whatever's there, you just want to feel like you could start to wake up the spine. Breathe into anywhere that feels like it's a bit janky. Take an inhale here. Imagine your left lung is getting so much bigger than the right. And slowly release whatever bind you went to on the exhale. Plant the left hand and scoop that right arm under you, and we'll go the same on the other side. So up onto the right spidey fingers so that you create the gap for your left hand. Let your left shoulder seek the mat, even if it's not on the mat. And again, you know, if you've got the block there, pop your head under the block. Stay here, or start to reach that right arm up, then start to turn the arm in its socket so that you can take some form of a bind. And that may be letting the hand land on the top of your butt, or maybe the sacrum, or it may be kind of really trying to niggle or wiggle it in there to that left thigh. But wherever you go, just keep trying to send your energy, your attention, your breath into that right lung, just to allow you to open through that right shoulder. Take a deep inhale here. That right lung gets bigger. And then slowly, as you exhale, release whatever grip or bind you have. Take that right arm back to the top. Feed the left hand back to center. Take a long inhale here. Come up onto spidey fingers. And then as you exhale, just let everything go a bit lower and just walk the fingers away from you. Have you found a little bit more length there? I feel like I have. Nice. On your next inhale, come all the way up to tabletop. Have your hands directly under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You can tuck or untuck the toes, that's your call. And we'll take some wrist circles. Kind of the staple for almost all of my Vinyasa practices, I think, on the channel, is just getting those wrists nice and warm, getting some blood to them before we bear any weight on them. And feel free to just move from side to side here. Don't worry about anything in particular apart from how much you're gripping into the mat and how much your hands are turned out. So just try and have them pretty neutral to you. So, you know, kind of fingers either pointing up the mat or maybe even slightly turned out. And then just allow your weight to just rock from side to side. Maybe you want to start to let other bits of the body get involved. So the neck and the head and the belly, the pelvis. Cool. From here, we're going to turn the palms so that the fingers point backwards or just not in their kind of normal orientation. So out to the side is fine here, but we're just wanting to stretch through the forearms. As we inhale, we'll take our cow pose. So really imagine you could drag that chest through the arms as you lift the collarbones. Lifting the tailbone nice and high. As you exhale, push away, reverse that, chin to chest, cat pose. Inhale, roll it through. Allow this to feel fluid. Exhale, back to cat. Inhale, roll it through. And exhale, back to cat. Nice. Inhale, come back through to center so that you can readjust the hands. Sit back to the heels and just give them a little bit of a shake. So I've heard this referred to as imagine you're flicking water off your hands in all different directions, and I think that's a pretty good summary. But we just want to get a little bit of blood into those hands, into those fingers. And then clasping the hands, have a little bit of a roll from side to side. No right or wrong here, just nice smooth rolls. You might hear click, 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 click. My wrists are absolute buggers for clicking constantly. Nice. From here, release the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And, you know, feel free to just move with a bit of intuition here. So you can bend and straighten one knee, let the heel land each foot one at a time. Sway the hips. Maybe you're letting the head have a little bit of a roll around. Just feeling your body out here. Feeling what it's saying today, or listening to what it's saying, I should say. And then from here, come to a bit of stillness. Really think about lifting that tailbone and squeezing your inner armpits together to push away from the mat. Let your head hang heavy. Don't worry about your heels going to the floor. It's just totally not the point of down dog at all. Nice. Bend the knees. Inhale, roll through. Come into a high plank pose. On the exhale, drop yourself slowly to the mat. Untuck the toes. Nice. From here, take your left arm out into, it's kind of like a T position. Your right hand stays under your shoulder, and we're going to allow that to just turn us open. So we're going to be facing the right side of our mat. And again, you know, you can let the head hang heavy here. Just try not to look down at the feet. Try keeping the back of the neck nice and long by looking towards the right side of your mat. From here, you could bend that right knee and open it. Let the right foot find somewhere behind you. And feel free to move around here. So, you know, you don't need to be static. You can just be seeking space within these places. So it might feel nice to open and close your hip gate. And then we'll roll back through to the center. Take your right arm long, left arm will come on the inside. Roll over onto the outer right hip. And then again, you're going to look to the left side of your mat. You can stay here if you like, playing with the intensity on that right shoulder by kind of pressing in and out of that left hand. You can bend the knee on the left leg and drop that foot behind you somewhere. And again, you know, feel free to just find a little bit of fluidity here, opening and closing. Notice what that does to the shoulder as the knee lifts away and lowers. Nice. Roll back through to the center, setting up for oscillating cobra. So take your hands out into the 10 to 2 position, spidey fingers, lift the forearms, lift the elbows, let your head drop to the mat. The lower half of your body is going to stay grounded, but it's engaged. So really press the tops of your feet into the mat. Really start to engage through the whole of the backs of the legs, and then finally turn on the glutes. Nice. On your next inhale, slowly start to draw your shoulder blades together, your wing-like bones. See if those coming together can start the journey of the chest lifting and eventually the head lifting. Exhale, wave it down. Bend your elbows, slowly lower. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders together to pick you up, and then you're on your rise up. Last thing to lift will be the head looking straight out in front of you. And then exhale, bend your elbows, slowly descend. Nice. Inhale, squeeze those shoulders together to pick you up. Lift the head, lift the chest. And exhale. Lower down. Hands come underneath you here. Tuck the toes. Find your way either through plank or through child's pose, but make your way into down dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Nice. From here, on your inhale, roll into a high plank pose. On the exhale, take a push up. And then drop your knees. Push your butt back. Drop your forearms. Look forward. Come through on that inhale to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Feel like you could really pick up your heart and chest here. Maybe just rock the hips from side to side. Feel the weight change from right to left. Maybe look over that right shoulder. Come back to the center on the inhale, look over the left shoulder. Back to center on the inhale. Drop the knees, tuck the toes, lift up. Downward facing dog. I'm just gonna sort out my t-shirt. Before I know it, it's gonna be choking me around my neck, so I'm just gonna tuck it in. Okay, cool. Let's go with that again. So inhale, rolling into high plank. Engage the glutes, look beyond your mat. Exhale for the full push-up. Lower and rise. Drop the knees at any point if you need to. And then we all drop the knees, drop the forearms, look forward and slide our way into upward facing dog. Again, we're just gonna sway here. And if this feels too much on the low back, soften the elbows a little bit, let the knees drop, and then let the sway happen. So if you feel pinching in the low back there, listen to it. Do not ignore the pinching and just soften the bend in your arms. It's just going to reduce the amount you're back bending. Nice, tuck the toes, lift the hips, back into down dog. One more just like that. Roll through into high plank pose. On your exhale, we vinyasa. Drop knees, drop forearms. Come through. On your inhale, upward facing. Wave it around. And then downward facing dog. Nice work. Right leg goes high. 3-leg dog. Bend your right knee and just open up that right hip, but try and square the shoulders to the mat here. Take some circles. Either flex or point the toes. So the foot needs to do something. Doesn't matter what, but it needs to not just hang there. We want to wake up the whole of that leg. Nice. From here, come high onto the ball of your left heel. Deeply bend your left knee and then drive that right foot to the right thumb. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, sweep it up. Anjaneyasana. When you get to the top, think about tucking the tailbone a little bit and then sinking a bit lower. You might not go as low as normal, but we kind of want to look for that tilt under here. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat. Lift the back knee off. You can keep the hands down or come on to the fingertips. And we're going to lower and lift here. So think about bending and straightening the knee and not having too much movement in the hips. Keep the chest lifted. Slow, controlled lowers and lifts. Kick in through that back heel. We'll go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, lift up. Nice. From here, drop the back knee again. Inhale, sweep your right arm around. Take a little bit of a twist here. Once you've got that turn and that twist, start to lift the left arm up, and then the right hand's just going to seek something. So it may be the back of the left thigh or calf, maybe it's the left ankle. You just want to feel like you're really opening up cross-body connection here. Take an inhale, reach through the left fingers. As you exhale, send the hips forward. Nice. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale, release. Both hands will frame the front foot. Lift the back knee off. As you inhale, gently place that left foot next to your right, top of the mat. You can have your heels scooting out a little bit. We want the feet as wide as the hips here. Softly bend the knees, opposite hand catches opposite elbow. Take a little ragdoll here. Swaying from side to side. Feel your weight move around left to right, right to left. Release the arms, keep the knees bent, take the arms behind you, clasp hold of the hands. Have the base of the hand clasped if possible. And then as you inhale, start to reach the hands away from you. Imagine they could go up and over your head. I'm imagining mine are about to just land right in front of Drake, which would not only make my arms crazy long, but also my shoulders crazy open. But just visualize that you're really sending your hands up and overhead, but keep the base of the hand connected. So once you open, you've gone a bit too far for this, so just recommit to it. Again, feel free to sway from side to side here. Find a bit of freedom within the structure of the bind. And then release the hands. As you inhale, hands to the shins on the mat, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. On your exhale, bend your right knee deeply, pick up your left foot, and then just see if you can just gently use your hands for counterbalance. Take that left knee and plant your left shin down, and then sit back in between your foot, well, in between your 2 feet, I guess. And then you can readjust yourself here. We're just setting up for a twist. So you want to have this right knee really drawing in towards you, reaching around with the left arm. Inhale, reach your right arm up. On the exhale, you're going to twist. That right hand can go behind you. Think about sitting up and out of your sit bones here, so we're not sinking. We're trying to really elongate through the spine. Nice. If it feels good, that left arm can come up, the elbow can bend, and you can go a little bit deeper into this twist, but it's not essential. I'm just looking for a nice opening here through the mid-back. Nice. From here, come back around. We got to come back. So you lean forward, start to put your weight into that right heel, drive the right heel down. See if you can just pick up the shin, drop the left foot next to the right. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to plank and take a vinyasa. Half or full is cool. Dropping knees and forearms into up dog. Wave it back, down dog. Left leg high, 3-leg dog. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Take some circles here. Try to keep the hips nice, the shoulders nice and square. Flex or point that left foot. Do something with it. Roll through that hip. And then as you inhale, lift onto the ball of the right toes, deeply bend the right knee, drive the left knee in, ripple forward, left foot comes down, next to left thumb, drop that back knee. Inhale, rise into a low lunge. Think about scooping the tailbone under and then sending it forward. Nice, send the hips forward as you tuck the tailbone under. And then exhale, hands to the mat. We'll do the lift and lowers again, so you can be on the palms or you can be on the fingertips, but we're going to lift and straighten as much as we can the right leg, and then bend it. Keeping the chest lifted. Really think about sending some energy down that right leg, nice and strongly. For lift and lowers, we'll do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Rebend the right knee, drop it down. Plant the left hand. Take a bit of a twist here on the inhale with that plant the right hand, take a twist with the left hand. And then slowly see if you can reach up. The left hand is going to chase for something behind you. That right ankle maybe, or the right calf. And then the right hand is just going to reach back beyond you. From here, see if you can square to the top of the mat a bit. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, send the hips forward. Feel the cross-body stretch. Inhale, reach through those fingers. Exhale, let that hand come back to the mat. Let your left hand come back to the mat. From here, lift the back toes and gently take that right foot up to meet the left. Deeply bend both knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Clasp the hands behind your back. Change the clasp this time. So whatever thumb was on top last time, switch it. You'll know because just do whatever is not instinctive to you. So I always put my left thumb on top so I know that I must have done that last time. Take a deep inhale here, and as you exhale, send the arms away. This time you can maybe straighten the legs a little bit more, but again, we're looking to really test the shoulder here, so keep the base of the palms connected. Try not to lose that. We really want to open through the front body, retract in the back body. Let your head and neck go. Maybe you want to bend and straighten one knee and just take those rolls again. And then release. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, bend this left leg a little bit, stand onto it. Pop that right foot up, and as if you're trying to kick your butt. The arms can come forward to help you here, but we really slowly want to start to send the right shin down on the outside of that left foot, and then drop our butt back. So setting up for this seated twist again. So from here, wrap your right arm around your left leg. Really draw it into your chest. Inhale. Actually, I'm just going to move because my ankle is being crushed into the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, open that left arm. Take the bit of a twist. Keep sending your left sit bone down and lift up and out of it. So rather than kind of careering over to the right, you'll get a bit more sensation from the twist if you keep both sit bones grounded. Nice. If you want a bit more, inhale, reach the right arm up, and then bend the elbow on the exhale, allowing that to just send you a little bit deeper from your mid to upper back. Nice. One more inhale here. And exhale. Let it go. Cool. I'm just going to move so I'm a little bit more centered on my mat. So we've got to come back the way we came. So you're going to pop your weight into this left foot. Start to lean forward. See if you can just pick up that right leg. Drop the right foot down. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, step or jump back to plank and find your vinyasa. Dropping knees and forearms and coming into up dog, waving it back. Downward facing dog, nice, right leg goes up, 3-leg dog. On your exhale, right knee to right tricep and then right foot to the left thumb. From here, you're going to bend the back knee, take that left knee on the outside of the right foot, and again, you're back to this sort of seated twist. Nice. From here, inhale, reach your left arm up. As you exhale, take the twist, left arm goes over that right thigh, or you can always catch it, whatever feels best. Keep sitting into the sit bones here. So sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, you grow a little bit longer. And as you exhale, can you just twist a little bit deeper? Nice. From here, inhale, come back through to center, setting up for Gomukhasana. So a nice way to do this is to roll forward, stack both knees, and then slowly work just to get your butt in between your ankles. So this may be a really big place for you to be. That's totally cool. If it is, I just want you to go back as far as you can until you feel the stretch and you can keep the knees together. So if you come all the way back and this happens, stay forward, working to send the sit bones up and back to get that nice hinge from the hips. If you can come and sit down, keeping the knees stacked, again, do so. Cool. Inhale, reach your right arm up if you've come back with me. And then send your left arm out so that the palm faces backwards. You're going to have that left back of hand coming up your back. And then you're going to bend your right elbow so that the right palm comes, and maybe it catches the left, maybe it doesn't. That's absolutely fine. If you've got a strap here, just pop a strap in the top arm. That's just going to make your arms a little bit longer. Sit up nice and tall here, feel the pull of the bind, and try and really send your right tricep, your right top of your arm, backwards and hug it in without it caving into your head. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Inhale, sit tall. If you've got the bind and you want to, exhale, fold. Only go as far until your sit bones start to lift. We want to keep those seat bones on the mat. Inhale to come up and exhale to release. Nice. From here, we're going to reach that right leg away from us and then swing the right leg around. You may need to bend it if you're going to kick something, and then set yourself up for pigeon on this left side. So you might need to fidget around here to find a good place for your pigeon. I always encourage you to keep the left or the top knee so that the leg is parallel to the mat. It's just going to really help you open up through that hip. But if that's super uncomfortable, then just bring that left heel towards your right hip. So you'd close the angle, so to speak. Keep sending the right hip down here and be nice and tall, coming into your pigeon pose. Nice. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and let your left leg go back to meet your right high plank pose. On the exhale, Vinyasa. Drop the knees, drop the forearms, come into upward facing dog. Wave it back. Downward facing dog. Nice. Left leg goes high. 3-leg dog. On your exhale, drive your left knee in towards your left tricep. And then drop your left foot down on the inside of that right thumb. Then bend your back knee and bring your right knee up to the outside of that left foot. So there's a lot of left and rights there, but essentially we're back to where we started. Nice. From here, you can either wrap your left leg with your right arm, or you can take the twist with the bind. Inhale, reach that left arm up, open up, reach the fingertips back. And as you exhale, see if you can sit tall. Sit up and out of the left sit bone. Well, both sit bones. Looking over that left shoulder. Again, as always, you can open this up in the more traditional sense, but just do whatever feels good here. If this feels like you're too closed through the front body, go back to having the arm wrapped around. Keep sending your right knee down to the mat. Notice if it's on the rise. Take an inhale here, sit up and out of your sit bones. And exhale, release. Setting up for Gomukhasana again. So again, we'll wriggle forward, coming onto both knees, having them stacked. So left knee on top of right. And you can again just sway backwards and forwards here and just keep going until you feel like that left knee starts to lift. If it doesn't, sit down. If it does, go back to being a bit more upright. Just going to get more out of the stretch than coming to sit and it kind of being like this and you're sort of just waiting for this posture to be over, I think. So coming into your Gomukhasana, sitting tall. If you want to try for that bind again, you're going to reach your right arm up. And then you're going to send your reach your left arm up. Send your right arm out and then bend your right elbow so that the back of your right palm is now working its way up your back. Have your left palm facing forward and bend your left elbow. Maybe you catch it. Maybe you're just going to let the hands seek each other. That's fine. And obviously if you've got the strap and they're not meeting, you could use the strap. But really sit nice and tall here. Draw that left arm back so it's kind of out of your vision, but also try and hug it in so it's not flaying open. You're kind of sitting up nice. And just notice how this feels. Like my right arm just feels a little bit more like it's under pressure here in this deep internal rotation I've had to come into to get the bind. So just notice what's going on for you. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, if you want the fold, you can, but again, make sure that those sit bones do not lift. So just keep sending the energy down into your seat as you take the fold in your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come up and release. Release the bind. Maybe shake the shoulders if that was a bit intense. And then leaning over onto your right butt cheek, send your left leg long and see if you can just swing it back until it's going to find the mat. Setting ourselves up for pigeon on this side. So again, you know, I always need to have a bit of a shimmy around here. It's not kind of like usually landed exactly where I'm after. So do the same. Find the pigeon that you want to be in. I always encourage a bit of an active pigeon, so kind of sitting up nice and tall. But it depends what you're feeling today. And just keep thinking about drawing that left hip down towards the mat. It's just going to turn on the intensity in the outer right hip, or it certainly does for me. Inhale. And exhale. Keep sending the left hip forward. Inhale. And exhale. Last one of those. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Lean all the way onto your right butt. Let that left leg come back around just so that we can plant the feet out in front. Rolling down onto your back. Your knees can come in. Nice. We'll take one more twist to finish. So take the arms out into a T. Draw the knees into the chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, try to use the strength of your abdomen to slowly lower the knees towards the right. Nice. Inhale, bring them back to center. Try not to use momentum here. Exhale over to the left. They may not reach the mat fully. You want to try and keep both shoulder blades onto the mat. Inhale through to center. Use the very lower part of your abs where your abs meet your hips to do the movement rather than just swinging your legs. It's really subtle. Exhale over to the right. Try and keep the left shoulder grounded. Inhale back up through, pull through the lower belly. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, plant the feet down. Take them as wide as the mat and just let them rock. Both knees falling in, windscreen wiper in the legs. Nice. And then from here, moving into Shavasana, take the legs long. Come into any Shavasana that feels nice here. Let your shoulder blades kind of just tuck underneath you by lifting the chest to plant them down. Readjust the head so that the neck is really long here. So you may need to pick your head up and just gently drop it down, keeping the chin gently drawing in. So not kind of crushing in, but not open, just to try and make it so that that cervical spine, that, you know, back of the head and neck is just long. Relax. Let the twisting and the cross body connection, let that just go now. knowing that it's in you, it's in your body, and you've had a good stretch, hopefully. Stay in your place of calm and restful Shavasana for as long as you can give to it today. Give yourself some quiet moments where you just allow your body to be heavy and to be supported. This is where I will leave you. As always, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your practice for today. I hope to see you back on the platform soon. Thank you, Yogi.